It took us 8 years to have about 20 pretty solid adults in the church. It was a slog. And obviously many times, you wonder, is this worth it? We're doing all this work and it's costing us so much. Is it really worth it? Should we just pack it in? But every time we prayed about that, we never got a green light to pack it in. We just really sensed God was saying, persevere. This is the reality of this field. And this is where, and I just don't want to forget it, this is where who I had become as an American and the success I had had kind of in my own culture worked against me. I was not used to putting in a lot of work and seeing little, if any, results. That was new to me. And in some ways, even being a Christian, it worked against me because our God is a God of the impossible. He can do amazing things. He says he turns deserts into flourishing jungles almost, right? So this is what he says. So here we are in Quebec praying, well, Lord, this is desert. Do something flourishing. And all we would see is a little plant pop up here, a little plant pop up there. We weren't even near an oasis. We didn't have a bunch of palm trees growing. So that part of my American upbringing, it was in my DNA that you will succeed, and success defined by numbers, defined by this is getting easier, not harder, defined by. It wasn't coming together here. It wasn't getting easier. In fact, in many ways, it got harder because we lead somebody to Christ, so now we have a spiritual baby, and the battles for that person to keep them alive spiritually, to keep them growing. When they wanted to be baptized, they would get attacked. Could be nightmares. Could be their wife says, I'm going to divorce you. Could be the husband says, I'm going to divorce you as my wife. It could be they were kicked out of their house. That was the battle before the baptism happened. Then there were battles after. Some people wiped out the day of their baptism. They didn't show up to be baptized. Those were like body blows. You invested, these are children, right? They're spiritual children. Well, how does it feel to lose a spiritual child that you just spent so much time seeing birthed and then they just disappear?